Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, the ultimate destination where we dive deep into the hottest trends, dissect the biggest reaction, and uncover all the buzzworthy moments setting the internet on fire. Whether it's music, comedy, pop culture, or viral controversies, we have got you covered with everything you need to stay in the loop and join the conversation. Now, if you are new here, let me just say you have picked the perfect time to join the fam. This is where we keep it real, keep it fun, and keep it engaging with fresh content dropping regularly. So do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you will be the first to know when we drop another video. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on the exciting stuff we have lined up for you. To our returning subscribers, welcome back. You already know the drill. Sit back, relax, and get ready as we dive into today's wide topic, one that has everyone talking. Today, we are talking about Schulz, who is no stranger to shaking things up with his bold opinions. But this time, his response to kendrick Lamar was so wide, it had the internet absolutely buzzing. Schulz has built a reputation for speaking his mind, but when he decided to weigh in on one of the most iconic names in hip-hop, people didn't hold back. From social media explosion to heated debates, fans on both sides are either defending Schulz's honesty or calling him out for going too far. And the reactions, they have been intense, some hilarious, some shocking, and all worth discussing. So stick around as we break it down all. What Schulz said, why it hits such a nerve, and how fans are reacting across the board. This is where the hype meets the facts, and your opinions truly matter. So grab your popcorn and let's get into it.
I mean, it's crazy. But I need Kendrick. I need you to do it, Kendrick.
You want to squabble up with Kenny?
No. I mean, here's the thing. This is the thing that is kind of funny about it. Is like, first of all, Kendrick's people and the gang affiliate, everybody, his security, they will kill me. They will destroy me. They'll find me in the street. They'll fucking cut me up. They'll shoot me. They'll do whatever. I'm not a tough guy. Y'all do. But just Kendrick, I would make love to him. And there's nothing he could do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him. And the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do. If it's me and Kendrick, this is about physics. It's about physics. I don't even know if I'll get hard. But if we're in a cell, there's a chance that if we're in a cell and we're bored and we done tattooing each other, whatever you do in the cell, and we ran out of board games and we did all the other things, we cleaned everything, and I'm like, man, I might as well fuck you. There's nothing he could physically do to stop that besides put his legs in the air and choose a position. Maybe I'll let him choose a position.
Why are you pulling this picture up, Mark? Why are you doing this?
Put up that picture of him and Travis Kelce's girl. Look at that shit.
Oh my God, dude, that's unbelievable.
Yo, I'll be honest. I would go so far as to say, I don't think he could stop most people on the planet from having sex with him. Like, the only reason he got security is to stop people from having sex with him whenever he wants. Now, don't get me wrong, there's people who could fuck me against my will. I was in an elevator once with this drag queen, and this motherfucker was like 6'5".
Oh, yeah.
And we're in the elevator, and we're going down. I'm like, yo, if he wanted to take it, I gotta cause a ruckus or something like that. Like, I gotta shit my pants. I gotta do something.
I gotta shit my pants.
I gotta do something to stop. He might enjoy that. I have no clue what they're into, but I know with Kendrick that he's talking a lot of shit, but if it came down to it, I could put him on my lap. I could feed him a bottle. I could put him on my lap. I could feed him a bottle and make love to him if I wanted to, and there's nothing he could do about it. I might not be hard. Dick might just slap soft against his butt.
But you could just beat him up.
Men like Schulz is the reason why you have to stop nonsense immediately happens. Like, when someone says something inappropriate, it's important to call it out right there and then. Because look at the audacity. Shits and giggles, letting him get away with the rubbish he said is leading to. Telling a black man that you're going to essay him and nothing is going to happen. You about to fuck around and find out. I am so happy for all the horrible things that are going to come your way after this video, after this interview that you did, after this audacity that you displayed, after this extreme racist, disgusting, rapey conversation you think you're having with the coon that is sitting there. You deserve everything coming for you. I'm excited.
Andrew Schulz, don't worry. You'll meet the K-Dot cult members very, very soon, and they'll make quick work out of you. However, let me just do my little HQ theory and get up out of here, because the thing about people like Andrew Schulz is your techniques, this little technique that you're doing can work on other people that don't have a brain. Luckily, people like me, we have somewhat of a brain. So first and foremost, I watched a full clip of Andrew Schulz responding to Kendrick Lamar, and it's very interesting how people with a little bit of racism in their blood, or a little, a lot, whatever you want to call it, they always go back to their factory default settings. You just got to know how to catch them. So first approach that Andrew Schulz takes is he starts making fun of pretty much what's AAVE, which is used in rap a lot, right? Like, that's your first angle. But it's not even making fun of it and being funny. It's pretty much the same thing I've been dinging Andrew Schulz on this issue from the get-go, which is the jokes are bad. If the jokes are good, no one will laugh harder than the people you're making fun of. All right, that's number one. And then he parlays that and moves on to start talking about Kendrick Lamar's hypocrisy. Now, mind you, I'm not one to say that there's not a point there. But I also think sometimes K-Dot can be misunderstood. But what I don't like is he starts doing the subtle what about black on black crime thing to sort of push the attention away from what he did. And when he does that, he makes you forget more and more and more and more what the reality of the issue was in the first place. And the reality was, Andrew Schulz, not only were the jokes that you were giving James and Fuhad not funny, they were ill-timed. They felt like they were specifically targeted for no reason, which is why people were mad at James and Fuhad for not checking you. Right? So you're playing semantics. Andrew Schulz, I'm not stupid. Right? You're playing semantics. You're making it seem as though Kendrick Lamar came out of nowhere and said, white comedians can't make fun of black women. Comedians can make fun of whoever they want to make fun of. Have great timing, land the joke right, be funny. You had none of those. You specifically targeted black women out of nowhere with James and Fuhad. So anyway, there's that. And this is what people with, I call them like diet racist people do. This diet racism, right? They play games like this because on the technicalities, was Kendrick Lamar's grammar correct there? No. But it's a culture thing. And rap, that made sense to anybody that's rapping. In technicality, is he pointing out something that is harmful? Yes. In technicality, are you pointing out, maybe, the language in rap and the disturbance? That's correct. Yes. But you're doing the whole look over there, don't look at me move. And then you're playing innocent. It's like, oh, because I said a joke, how can you say all these violent things in rap? No. Same way there's subtle things in rap. For example, if something like Kendrick Lamar is telling a story about where he's from, right, and the experiences he went through, that's a little more subtle than someone that's just out here peddling, yo, pew, pew, put the pew to your head, right? Then you involve a whole bunch of other rap people. That's not what Kendrick Lamar does in most of his music. You see what I'm saying? We could do this all day, but I would just be chasing my tail. Andrew Schulz, go to hell, brother.
Andrew Schulz's response to Kendrick Lamar was so wild that he left Kendrick Lamar with only two options. You either squabble up and fight him, or you just ignore him. He said he would put Kendrick Lamar's legs together and make sweet love to him. And it got way worse. No, did he? If that isn't diabolical, then I don't know what is. Now, you might be thinking, why is Andrew Schulz talking all that crazy talk to Kendrick Lamar? I don't know if you remember, a couple of months ago, Shits and Gigs went into the Andrew Schulz show. And Andrew Schulz made a couple of jokes towards black women. After the episode aired, people were going at Shits and Gigs like, how are you going to let them say that? Then Shits and Gigs came back with, we didn't say it, he did. And also said that they looked awkward when the joke was being told, and apparently they told Andrew Schulz to move on. during their apology speech. Then the plot twist happened. Andrew Schulz makes a response to them saying he sent them the footage and asked them if there was anything they wanted to be removed. Apparently, Shakes and Gigs asked for a few things to be removed, but they left that specific line and backfired. It was stress for Shakes and Gigs. Andrew Schulz, being a comedian, he just moved on with his life and kept doing what he was doing. Then on Kendrick Lamar's new song, Whacked Out Mural, he said the line about don't let no white comedian speak bad about black women. And in this new episode of Andrew Schulz's show, he spent like 25 minutes just going at Kendrick Lamar. Most of them were laughing at the beginning except the black guy. You can see how awkward it felt in the video. You know, the one there. Now, Andrew Schulz's discourse was around the fact that he's a comedian, that anybody can get these jokes, and if you marginalize a group, then it means that he's actually trying to be offensive to the other groups except one group. From Kendrick Lamar's perspective, he's like, protect our women. This is about culture, and we don't want someone out of the culture saying something negative about people that we care about. But if you've heard it, let me know what you guys think. Do you feel like some jokes shouldn't be said, or everybody should be able to make jokes about each other?
Andrew Schulz is such a fucking weirdo. I'm sorry. Like, Kendrick calls you out indirectly, might I add, because he don't say your name, and he wasn't even really talking to you. He was talking to that black guy sitting at the end of that couch with you, okay? Like, Mans is talking to people like Shits and Gigs, and whoever the hell that black guy is who be sitting on your couch, all right, saying you stupid for letting these white men talk trash about black women and not saying anything or like laughing along with them like shit is sweet, okay? Andrew's weird ass turns around, inserts himself into the situation, then like 2 weeks later hops back on his podcast to like make an essay joke about Kendrick. Like, what? Like, that shit is weird, bro. Like, you're weird. And what's crazy is, like, every time you say something to people like that, like, they're always like, oh, you're too woke to take a joke, or y'all so sensitive, or you always want to do, like, these politically correct jokes. It's like, nah, my man, that shit just was weird and not funny. And purely from, like, a historical standpoint, some white man, like, threatening essay on a black man, like he's going to use it to teach him a lesson, is upsetting for numerous reasons. You know, y'all could Google, you know, Buck Brick and learn that yourself, okay? And once again, my man sitting at the end of the couch, like, y'all gotta stop letting white people feel so comfortable. I'm with Kid Fury when he said in 2025 we're gonna have to start letting, you know, people know we not they little friend. Okay, we're gonna get real about that, cause like, what is? I always look at people who allow white people to talk like that around them, in front of them. Like, I hope you know you are not special, okay? Like, if they talk like that in front of you about other people, I need you to know they talk worse about you and say worse things about you when your little silly ass is not around. Like, I don't, oh my God, it's just weird.
Andrew Schulz, you're weird. There's this clip going around of him basically saying that he would sleep with Kendrick Lamar against his will, and that Kendrick Lamar would have to figure out after if it was consensual or not. And he also said that he thinks that Kendrick Lamar cannot stop anyone from effing him. Like, what be wrong with y'all? And the fact that this man claims to be a comedian, you only had the 3 people that was in that motherfucking chair laughing. That shit was not funny. It wasn't a joke. Like, you're weird. And I really hope Kendrick Lamar and his team, they see that shit and they fucking mollywop your ass. They really do you in one good motherfucking time that you never speak on this man ever again, because you really are just too comfortable saying weird ass shit because you got a bunch of yes men around you and a bunch of people that's gonna sit there and fucking laugh with you. And at this point, I'm pretty sure those motherfuckers is paid to laugh at your fucking stupid ass jokes. You literally said you would R-word Kendrick Lamar, and you're gonna try to say that it's a joke? No. And anybody that laughs at that, like, honestly, you got no sense of humor.
So a lot of people are talking about Andrew Schulz and how he said he would do the deed to Kendrick Lamar, consensual or not. And I'm seeing 60-second think pieces on how it's the white male's dominance on the black male can only be represented through sexual dominance. But nobody's just talking about how gay that shit sound. Like, that was probably the one time he couldn't really make a joke. And it wasn't even like, I would mess. It was just literally like, I would do that to him. That's zesty. Like, nobody's just saying that. Yeah, I get it. This is like 10 conversations out of that one clip on that podcast. But no, it just sounded really, really, really gay. And no offense to anyone. It's just like, why would you say that about another man if you don't really want to do it? That's how I think, at least. But the first interview Kendrick does is going to be crazy, man. He's only said things in music, and everyone's pressed. And Lil Wayne, please drop a diss track, for the love of God. I just want to hear it. I just want to hear it.
Girl, Andrew Schulz is getting mad because as a clear man, he don't understand why he cannot disrespect black women. Because he sees black men do it, so he feels like that he should be able to do it too. The man went so far to, to show his ancestry that he said he wants to take advantage of a black man. Baby, your people historically already did that. They already did that. It's 2024. We not playing like that. That man said what he said. You can't be getting up there talking about us, doing whatever you think you're going to do on us, baby. Because as soon as we get to talking about your clear sisters, baby, y'all upset. And Charlemagne, I love you, I love you, but to sit next to that is ridiculous. How you about to come back from that? How you about to explain that? Because that's not dark humor. And some of y'all black men really be letting us down. Because y'all will sit around and let clear folks talk about us like dogs. And then they feel comfortable because they're already having these type of conversations amongst y'all. And because it's business or we got this and we got that, you overlook it. You can't, Charlemagne, you can't be up here calling out other issues and you sit next to, a colonizer. You can't be doing that, Charlemagne. If you gonna walk that line, you gotta walk that line. You can't be ranking up some of them and not one of them. Because that was sick to say. And then why would you say that, like, this man is not powerful too? Like, he can't get to you. Baby, okay, Drake got the numbers, okay. But clearly, he's the one suing. His career is the one suffering currently. And baby, we going to see Kendrick and SZA next year. So okay, the numbers, okay. And what? And what? He and y'all keep talking about numbers. The man put out music recently. And clearly y'all weren't really feeling it because y'all weren't really listening to it. So, Andrew, Drew, you got up there and really thought that was cute. Now, what if we start having dark humor? You not gonna like that. So just chill out. Cause to get up there and say you want to take advantage of that man, baby, why your ancestors, that's what y'all known for. And you get up here and say that. I guess you just weren't thinking about nothing, was you?
I really wanted to make some lifestyle post, take it seriously, and get on my Zoom and see what we can do. Especially with TikTok closing down. Y'all know what I mean. Before it ended, I just wanted to give it a real good college try and stop getting on here making random rant videos. And then TikTok happened today. So we all know the one comedian that decided to apply Kendrick's lyrics to him, because it was about him, and he responded. And the response to me is just, say that you're having a function at your house. You invite this person to come over. They come in, they get comfortable, they get so comfortable that they start kind of being offensive. So one of the OGs of the family slides over and, he lets them know, you getting out of pocket. And instead of him taking in, okay, maybe I need to fall back a little bit, he reverses the situation onto the person who corrected him, first of all, then pairs it with a very inappropriate ass joke. That's what Sir Andrew did, as far as I'm concerned. So let's start off the top. First of all, him deciding to reverse it. I'm just not going to understand how you think that you can come into a space that you're invited in and think that you can correct what's going on in this space that you're not even supposed to be in. You're only here because we invited you here. Because, I don't know, bro. And maybe that's just me. It's probably just me. But before the little podcast with the other two dudes, I didn't know, bro. So, whatever. I'm going to assume that you're here because they brought you here. That's how I feel. Then the joke. When has SA ever been funny? Ever. And then I'm a little dramatic. I'm the offspring of a mutt and a Black Panther. So my thought process goes into places that it probably don't need to go into. Bug breaking was a form of punishment that happened during slavery and even after slavery, when slave owners used to SA who they thought or who came off as the more superior Black man in certain situations. It is in, you can Google the shit, okay? It's a practice that was going on for a long time. Even in the movie Django, the people who are trying to catch him are talking about how they can't wait to catch him. They're going to castrate him. They're going to sexually assault him. You know what I mean? So I bring that up because you have this prominent figure in the Black community who is reigning supreme right now, and you get checked by him because you overstepped your boundaries. And in response to that small little check, because it could have been worse, you go, I can fuck you, and you can't do anything about it. That's some weird shit. Then O'Shea goes, hey bro, weird, on TikTok. You're like, that's weird shit. And he responds with, Google no Vaseline. So now you think you're about to school us on the space that we invited you in? Who the f? And then y'all come through and go, it's a joke. Y'all take everything personal. People should be able to make jokes. How? Where's the joke? Where's the joke? Where's the key? Where? When was SA ever funny in any type of way? Like, even outside of the race part, when have sexual assault ever been something to laugh about? There are certain people who are great in the comedian world because they've never had to make their funny be related to abuse in any type of way, racism, or clowning other people. And you guys never reach that level of funny because you guys don't know how comedy works. You guys are hateful. The truth about jokes is there's always some level of truth attached to it. So that man saying that shit, it read his character. But like sis said before, you let someone shenan once, they will shenan again. And y'all should have checked him a long damn time ago. So I'm gonna try to make these little lifestyle posts or whatever.
I want y'all to notice how when that man was sitting next to Charlemagne the God and was faced with the opportunity to take accountability, he did not. I want y'all to notice how now his response to what the backlash is to say that Kendrick fans are starting to make physical threats to him and his family. I want y'all to see how it seems to be more important for people to defend a man's freedom of speech than defend someone who speaks up for the women in his community. I think this is something we should all pay attention to. And Black people, Black men specifically, some of us need to start taking a hard look at ourselves. Because I see a lot of you going to bat for that man and his right to tell a joke and calling the people in your own community soft for the fact that they don't want to tolerate disrespect. It's not just the public figures either. It's people right here on TikTok who think they're standing for something by defending what that man said or dismissing it altogether. That's not okay. Let's just call it like it is. It's not okay. It's very whack, all right? And some of y'all are doing it because I get you don't want to support Kendrick Lamar. That is what it is. You don't have to like him as a rapper. You don't. You don't have to like that he won the battle. You don't. But you also should not endorse anyone, absolutely anyone, disrespecting the women in our community, the women in the Black community. And I'm telling you, what bothers me more than this whole beef situation between Andrew Schulz and Kendrick, or Drake and Kendrick, or any of that, are the people in our own community who are taking hard stances against us and trying to say that we are playing the victim, trying to virtue signal us for trying to stand up for what we believe in and who we are as a people. You should really ask yourself why you don't see that applying to you, why you don't identify with that desire to have some sort of power and self-respect within the Black community and tell other communities not to disrespect us. Why do you not identify with that sentiment? Where does your power come from? Because if you can talk down and disparage your own community, you obviously don't draw power from it. So where does your power come from? Why is it that you can look at a man who says Black women are always stressing their boyfriends out? Their boyfriends are growing beards because Black women are slapping the shit out of them all the time. Why is it that you can look at a man who says that he would put himself in a jail cell with a rapper and take advantage of him, and that rapper would have no way of fighting him off? Why is it that you can identify with someone like that? You can identify with those words and brush them off and say that they're just a joke. But you can't understand the deep-rooted ancestral trauma that would cause an entire community of people to be upset by those words being spoken. Why is that? These are real questions we need to be asking ourselves, because this is beyond just a joke or a disagreement between a comedian and a rapper anymore. This is beyond a rap beef. We need to really look at who we are and ask these hard questions.
Andrew Schulz's recent comments on Kendrick Lamar has caused a firestorm of reactions across the internet and is a conversation that's worth the setting. Schulz, known for his no-holds-barred approach to comedy, has built his reputation on saying the kinds of things that spark debate. Whether you love him or hate him, you have to admit he knows how to stir the pot. This time, his critical of Kendrick Lamar has people divided, with some employing his perspective and others blaming him for being out of touch. So, what exactly is going on here? To start, Kendrick Lamar is widely regarded as one of the most influential artists of our time. His music is celebrated for its complex storytelling, profound social media commentary. Over the years, Kendrick has elevated hip-hop into the space where art and activists intersect, making him a cultural icon. Schulz, on the other hand, comes from a comedic background where the goal is often to push boundaries and provoke reactions. These two worlds don't feel collide, but when they do, the results are bound to be explosive. In his critical, Schulz acknowledged Kendrick's talent but questioned the universality of his music. According to Schulz, while Kendrick's artillery is undeniably powerful and meaningful, it doesn't necessarily have the wide-ranging appeal that some fans attributed to it. He suggested that Kendrick's work can sometimes be overly intellectual or niche, which might alienate casual listeners. Depending on your perspective, this could either be a vowed critical or an unnecessary gap at an artist who has consistently delivered groundbreaking work. As expected, the internet reacted with fervor. Kendrick's fans were quick to jump to his defense, accusing Schulz of being ignorant and dismissive. Many pointed out that Kendrick's ability to blend poetic lyricism with urgent social issues is precisely what makes him a legend. To them, dismissing his work as too intellectual is only a misinterpretation, but also a failure to recognize the cultural weight of his contribution to hip-hop and beyond. On the flip side, Schulz also had his defenders. Some argue that not everyone has to love Kendrick's music or resort with its themes. They suggested that Schulz's criticism highlights a larger debate about the nature of art itself. Should art aim to be universally relatable, or is it okay for it to cater to a more specific audience? Kendrick's music is undeniable, layered, and thought-provoking, but not everyone wants to dissect complex themes when they press play on their favorite songs. For these listeners, Schulz's comments felt like an honest take rather than an attack. But what about Schulz's intentions? Was this just a comedian sharing his opinion, or was there something more calculated behind his words? If you have followed Schulz's career, you know he strives on both unapologetic commentary. It's not the first time he says something polarizing. It likely won't be the last. Whether you agree with him or not, his ability to keep his name in the conversation is undeniable. That said, critical and artists like kendrick Lamar, whose work often tackles deeply personal and systemic issues, can be a delicate matter. Schulz's comedic tone may have come across as dismissive, which is where much of the backlash stems from. This situation also raises broader questions about the intersection of comedy, criticism, and social media. In today's hyper-connected world, comedians like Schulz walk a fine line between humor and offense. When they are critical cultural icons like Kendrick, the stakes are even higher. Fans are protective of their favorites, and any perceived slight can quickly spiral into controversy. But at the same time, isn't comedy supposed to challenge us and make us think? Schulz's comments, whether international or not, have sparked a meaningful discussion about how we engage with art and what we expect from our favorite artists. Ultimately, this debate underscores how passionate people are both comedy and music. Is a testament to Kendrick's influence that a single critical can inspire such intense reactions, and its reflections of Schulz's impact that his words can cause such a heated conversation. Love them or hate them, both men are shaping their respective fields in significant ways. So, where do we go from here? At the end of the day, everyone is entitled to their opinion. Schulz has the right to share his perspectives. Kendrick's legacy isn't diminished by one comedian's critical. If anything, the controversy highlights how subjective art truly is. What resonates deeply with one person might not connect with another. That is okay. The beauty of art lies in its diversity and its ability to spark dialogue. Now is your turn. What do you think about Schulz's comments? Was he out of line, or did he raise a valid point about the nature of Kendrick's music? Should art strive for universal appeal, or is it okay for it to cater to specific audience? Let's keep this conversation going in the comments, because these are the kinds of discussion that remind us why art and comedy matter in the first place. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more global news and reactions. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.